Nearly 3,000 lives were lost when hijacked planes crashed into the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and an open field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania in those 9/11 terrorist attacks.
What followed is now considered the largest emergency response in American history. Firefighters and first responders raced inside burning buildings, searching for survivors. Who could forget these images? After evacuations and rescues, the unthinkable happened. The north and south towers of the Trade Center collapsed. And later today, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are expected to attend, as we said, those 9/11 observances in New York and Pennsylvania. But we want to go live right now to New York City. You see the American flag hanging there. This morning in New York, moments of silence will take place to honor the victims from that day so that we never forget those lives lost. It starts at 7:46 this morning Central Time. The same time, hijackers crashed American Airlines Flight 11 into the North Tower.
Refers to the terrorist attacks in the United States that had happened on September 11, 2001. 2,977 people was killed and there are thousands injuries.
This incident has heightened global concerns about the potential use of chemical, biological, and other dangerous materials in acts of terrorism. In response, United States introduced stronger chemical security measures, such as the Chemical Facility Anti-Terrorism Standards, KFATS, to protect chemical facilities from exploitation.
How does this incident relate to chemical security?
Chemical facilities were identified as potential targets due to their storage and use of dangerous chemicals that could cause catastrophic harm if released intentionally. For example, potential threats. Used toxic chemicals, for example chlorine or ammonia, as weapons. Sabotage of industrial sites to release harmful substances. Theft of chemicals for use in improvised explosive devices, IEDs, or chemical weapons. Other than that, it has also increased terrorism risks. For example, terrorism groups were known to explore unconventional means of attack, including chemical and biological warfare.
Causes of the incident.
The facility, located near a populated area, was a potential target for a terrorist attack due to the devastating effects chlorine gas could have on human health and the environment. Lack of intelligence coordination. Agencies like the CIA, FBI, and NSA did not effectively share information. Each agency had pieces of intelligence that, if combined, could have helped prevent the attacks. Lack of detection systems. There were no robust protocols or systems in place to address situations where aircraft could be used as weapons.
Preventive measure.
Enhancing the security of chemical facilities. One of the primary steps for preventing the trafficking and misuse of hazardous chemicals and chemical weapons is to enhancing the security of chemical facilities and infrastructure. This includes physical security improvements such as better fencing, surveillance systems, and access control measures to avoid unauthorized entry. Strengthening physical defense around these sites is necessary to thwart deliberate releases of toxic chemicals, which could have devastating consequences on public health and safety.
Effective detection and response system. Other than that, the effective detection and response systems to chemical threats is needed. Rapid response teams, specially trained to manage chemical incidents, must be equipped with appropriate protective gear and chemical spill containment equipment, ready to mobilize quickly to mitigate any chemical-related emergencies. Coordination between various agencies is also paramount in these situations, as the rapid and effective response to chemical threats requires seamless collaboration between local fire departments, emergency medical teams, and the military. Such cooperation ensures that responses are fast, efficient, and capable of addressing the wide range of challenges posed by chemical incidents.
Legislation and regulation. Legislation and regulation are crucial in mitigating the risk of chemical terrorism. Governments must enforce stricter controls on the production, sale, and distribution of toxic industrial chemicals, TICs, and chemical weapon precursors. Surveillance systems tracking the purchase and movement of these substances through supply chains or online markets are essential to prevent their illegal use.
Ongoing surveillance of public health. Public health surveillance is essential to monitor long-term effects of chemical exposure, particularly near industrial sites or areas impacted by chemical weapons. Health programs should track illnesses like respiratory and neurological conditions. Integrating chemical safety into security frameworks and fostering agency coordination can mitigate risks. Continued research into chemical terrorism threats will help refine countermeasures to address emerging dangers effectively.